Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Mortgage Matters in Minutes. I'm your host, Brent Rasmussen, and we are hosting live on Mortgage Specialist's website. And this week we are going to speak about rising rents motivate first-time homebuyers. And this is not a new topic. Okay, we wrote this blog back in 2017, and as you can see, markets have come back around and they will always change. Markets will change for the good, markets will change for the bad, and it doesn't always mean it's a bad time to purchase a home because cyclical things will happen, meaning things will happen over and over and over, and we'll go through these cycles. So we've seen these cycles happen back in 2017 that rents were starting to rise and rents were rising faster than people wanted to pay those particular rents. And that's happening yet again. We're seeing that happen on a regular basis. Clients are contacting us and saying my rent went up $200, $300, $500 a month. And if it's going up that high, I should be able to afford a home or afford a home at that particular price of what the new rent would be. Usually there's a few things that kind of get in the way of a first-time home buyer when rents go up. They might have high student loan debt. They might have high cost of goods, and we're seeing that happening with inflation right now. Same thing that we saw happen in 2017 and going back and reading our blog is happening today. Rising costs are going to always affect you because you only make so much income. And as that income gets washed away by debts, you can afford less and less, basically. Number two, it affects first-time homebuyers is lack of down payment, because many people think you have to have 20% down to afford a house. You don't. You can get into a house for as little as 3% down, or maybe even 0% down, depending on if you get a grant or a special first-time homebuyer loan. But generally, you do not need 20% down. It's very rare, if ever, do I advise clients to go with 20% down as a first-time homebuyer, because that might eat up all of their cash, even if they do have it. So you don't need 20% down, even if you are renting. A lot of people come to me and say, well, I don't want to purchase a home with a significant other until I'm married. Well, you don't have to be married. You can purchase a home with someone else, or you can purchase a home by yourself, even if you're with a significant partner that you've been with a long time. You can do either or. So it doesn't always mean you have to be married to purchase a home. We like to tell people, let's plan on you being here for a long period of time, or have a somewhat of a long-term plan of what you're doing, because home ownership isn't for people that plan on moving around because of the cost that it obtains with the down payment and possibly using realtor fees to sell your house, and or title fees and appraisal costs and all the above. But buying a house is a lot less than that, obviously. But the biggest question we're getting now that we didn't probably get in 2017 is, but the market will crash. The market is going to be crashing. It's going to be changing. I'm waiting for the prices to come down. And we've been hearing this over and over and over for 12 years. Today, Moody's came out with a report that we're going to kind of go over here today, and we're going to show you a little bit of why we do not think here locally the market's going to crash. And even you as a first-time home buyer, if that rent has gone up, housing is the best investment for you to offset that rising rents, because we can give you a fixed interest rate that will fix your payment. Obviously not your entire payment, because taxes and insurance can still go up, but it will fix your payment as close as you can to opposing of the rent, which you have no control over. So let's look at these charts from Moody's here today. And I'm going to pull this up here. And this article, obviously from the top here, just came out August 15th, which today's the 16th, so just yesterday. Is the home price correction coming for your housing market? These interactive maps show Moody's 2023 and 2024 housing forecasts. We're going to scroll down a little bit. You can Google this and we can show you this as well too. But here's a little colored chart in the center of our screen here with the United States, obviously. So we can look at the top of the chart here is that red is bad. Red shows negative 5%, showing that the housing market in that area may lose value as much as 5%. Blue is good. Blue means your housing value will increase by as much as 5%. So the darker the colors, the more extreme it is. And so obviously we've always spoke about this, is that even back in 2008 when the markets corrected, the biggest ones that corrected were your Californias, your Floridas, your Nevadas, your New Jerseys. The same thing always applies. You can see the Arizona markets, the California markets down here are always the strongest red markets. Obviously, Reno, we know a lot of people have left California and went to Reno and it's blown up. But here up in the north, in Seattle area, dark red, okay? We look up here in the north, the Duluth, Minnesota, Wisconsin area. We look up here to the northeast and the New York, New Jersey area, Boston area, and obviously the darkest red in Florida. And that's the same trend that have happened all the time. But what do we do when we go to the Midwest? We see blue. Omaha area here, right in the middle, 1.4 increase. Okay, that's good. We're seeing some areas, Oklahoma City, maybe 3% increase next year. But as you can see, even Chicago area, which usually can be a possible negative area, is increasing their estimates by as much as 2.11%. So as we can see, when people want to speculate about real estate and the market across the country, the Midwest generally does very, very well. We're more conservative with the investing and what we do. And this is for 2023. If we scroll down to 2024, what's going to happen? Okay, they're going to see things a little bit lesser in darknesses. Okay, in that California, Florida area, lesser, darker red, more lighter red. Same up here in the north, northeast, lesser colors, and same with Florida. But again, here in the Midwest, we're still seeing those same light blues and blues. So even in 2024, we're seeing a 1% appreciation of your home value in 2024. So when people keep speaking about this correction of, hey, I'm waiting for the housing market to correct and lower so I can afford houses. Afford home prices. That just is not likely to happen. By all research, we've been speaking about this. So if you are that first-time home buyer and your rent is rising, don't believe the hype. Don't believe that people are being negative about housing. It's not a negative investment. It's always a long-term investment. We're not looking even for 2023 or 2024. We're looking for a 2, 5, or 10-year time frame on what's going to happen to the value of your property, and I can assure you that that value is going to continue to up over that 10-year time frame. Obviously, we see markets like the stock market. We've talked about this many times, up and down, but if your rent is rising, the only way to offset that is to purchase a home to guarantee more of a steady, controlled housing payments. Hopefully you learned a little bit of education here today. Our goal obviously is always to give you the facts as much as we possibly can and give you education information. Anytime you want more information, you can always go to our website at mtg-specialist.com or feel free to phone call us at 402-991-5153. I'm Brent Rasmussen, and we'll see you all next week. Mortgage Specialists. Driven, trusted, reliable.